Hey.
Hi. So it's kind of awkward the way we're recording. So we have a chunker.
He's a good chunky.
He's just being very lovey. So, how is house hunting going?
Hey, no claws on the couch.
Gentle.
Crazy floof. House hunting is not that great. So, yeah, houses are really, really expensive nowadays.
It's a seller's market.
I mean, I don't think we're asking for much. I mean, all we really want is like a 3 to 4 bed house with preferably 2 bathrooms that is in decent enough condition. Like, I don't care if we have to update it or renovate it a little bit, as long as we can live in as it is.
Yeah.
And we have a hard time finding that. We thought we found one, and
We did find
find one that looked really promising, but we were trying to get our second viewing, and they already locked into someone's offer. So
essentially what we're going to have to do is why are you doing that? I'm sorry, Chunker's putting his cold nose on my foot. Please don't do that.
So what happened was, it's like, we saw it like literally I think the day of or the day after it was posted.
Yeah, it's only been up for like
we did our
5-6
first
days.
viewing the day after that, and then it's been 5 days since then, and we were about to get our second viewing. It was signed
tomorrow.
So we were signed up for a second viewing tomorrow, and then after second viewing we're probably going to put in an offer, and well, we didn't really get that far. Because
we were so close. We had just scheduled it, and then she looked at it again and was like, "Oh."
Yeah, so that's
she
really...
isn't the realtor.
Yeah, it's really disappointing that it's like that, because I would think that it'd be wise to do 2 viewings, and I feel like whoever probably did that only did 1 viewing and put in an offer straight away.
Yeah.
And I feel like if we find another thing like that, we're gonna have to do the same, but
pretty much.
I don't want to do that, because you probably have to put down like a pretty good amount of money.
I really don't know if you have any advice, tips, whatever. We're getting slammed over here. So
yeah,
please leave them in the comments below.
I just don't want to waste money on these houses, because yeah, like that one was a decent one. It was probably better than the other ones we've seen. The other ones we've seen have been like, the floors have been uneven. The like we're just talking about, we just want even floors. We want floors that don't feel like you're gonna fall through it.
A structurally sound
we want
house.
A structurally sound house. That's not asking for much. We don't care if it's outdated rugs, outdated like everything, outdated technology. Like, we don't care about that. We just want something we can live in and not fall through the floors, not have flooding issues, not have like one of the side buildings collapsing, like the garage collapsing and like that type of thing. We just want the very fundamental basics. We don't care about that much of the layout, as long as there's enough space to do stuff in. So it's pretty crazy right now. And because we're looking within like $140,000 range, and anything that and lower, and that's all we can really afford for monthly payments, because we're based off of like 33% of your net income per month, and yeah, so that's all we can really afford. So it's kind of crazy. I don't want to put down like $1,000 just to say, hey, I like this house, but it seems like in this market you might have to do something like that, which is crazy.
And the way a lot of people have explained it to me, the market ebbs and flows, and we're kind of in an off season. They said that typically spring, summer, you get a lot more listings.
Yeah, so I guess
we might get lucky then.
We're gonna keep looking. I don't think that's gonna be the only opportunity we're gonna have, because I know right now you looked up, because that house did teach us though that we really should need, like, we really kind of need around 2,000 square foot house at least, because
to live comfortably with the
because it was funny,
future prepping that we're trying to do.
We didn't realize at the time. I felt like we were kind of settling on another house. It was actually a single wide trailer. I felt like we were settling on that, and I'm glad that fell through. And this kind of proves that we need some space, because we want to start a family. And I really don't want to do the thing where let's say we get a house that has 2 beds and 1 bath. I don't want to do the thing where we add add-ons to the house, meaning also if there's enough space to add add-ons. I don't want to really have to do add-ons, you know what I mean? Like, I am okay with doing new carpets, like, I can do a little bit of floor work, like that type of thing is okay with me as long as it's minimal, and it's not like super structural things. And a lot of these houses have been super structural. It's been like, yeah.
It's been like one of the very first houses we went to look at. Josiah walked into the basement. Now the basement was detached, so we had already walked through all of the house, and then we walked around to the other side into the entrance of the basement. And there was water down there, so I didn't follow him, but he grabbed the flashlight, he went down there, and he's like, "Yeah, Caitlin, this is a definite no." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" There was a stack of cinder blocks holding the middle of the floor up.
So basically, I later learned a little bit better. I did more research. So they're kind of floor joists. It's holding up the floor joists. And it's okay to do that. But not with, like, non-concreted, like, basically the cinder blocks are just by themselves. It wasn't like, because usually when you do that, you have some kind of, like, metal jack that, like there's specific metal jacks you're supposed to really kind of use. You're supposed to put some masonry, like, you know, like kind of cement it together, the cinder blocks, so they're, but no, it was just resting, like, just straight up, like, if it had more movement, it probably could have just cracked or fell through, and it's just like, that was the only thing holding up all the middle of the floor.
And you can tell walking in the bathroom, the floor was really squishy, but we're pretty sure it's exactly where the cinder blocks were holding it up because it matched up pretty much the layout of what
it was a crawl space too, so it really wasn't easy. It wouldn't be easy to fix all that. Yeah, it would have been way too much work. Yeah. And it's just, like I said, this is our first house. We really can't afford to spend like $50,000-$60,000 on fixing up this house on top of the already expensive house that's already at the top of our price range, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't like that risk. It's a lot of risk, and I don't really want to do that.
Yeah. So we're kind of in a bit of a interesting circumstance. It's a lot of a waiting game, and we're just hoping that we get lucky. Kylo is like smelling my hand and like putting his cold nose all over my hand.
Why are you being a crazy floofer?
What are you doing?
Why are you being a crazy floof? You're just being all crazy. He's happy though.
He's a very happy boy.
He's a very happy boy.
Oh, you're so cute.
You're a cute boy. You love the cute boy even though you're crazy.
My goodness.
So yeah, that's what's been going on with us, and yeah, so good news is we got time to wait, but I would like to get something.
We just want to get the ball rolling. We're kind of being tired of going back to square one, because it feels like we've kind of been pushed back to square one a couple different times recently.
Hey, I'll take having to wait longer for better prices and everything over jumping into something that's way over ahead.
Yes, and I'm not saying that, like, we're getting impatient or whatever. Our goal is just, ideally, I would like to be in on something by August. That's not to say I want to be moved into something by August, but I at least want to have, like, a pretty good idea of where we're going to be. So, we'll see. We still have a lot of time, I know.
Yeah, we do.
So, like, I think, ideally, if not this year, we're really going to hunker down next year.
Yes.
So, our goal is this year. But again, we're not trying to rush it. We know these things take time.
Yeah.
So, if you have any advice, any tips, tricks, what have you, please put them in the comments below. We'll really appreciate it. As far as other things go, I know we skipped last week. I didn't really have much to say, and I didn't want to just basically say the same thing, but also we had a lot going on with house stuff because we were really trying to figure out what was going on with this one property before everything happened. But yes, it's been chaos.
It has been. And it's a little hard when you keep visiting houses and you're just like, oh, this one's flooded, this one has uneven floors. It can be a little bit rough.
It's
just one
discouraging
after another. So now we know for sure that we need to look at houses immediately when they come on the market. Because
I've been playing that game a lot better.
Yeah, we have been. I mean, we're learning a lot for sure. It's just like it's also hard because it's like the houses we want, like we know the houses we want are on the market, but they're on the market at $170,000 to $200,000.
Yeah.
And we can't really afford that.
Not comfortably.
Yeah. And we don't even have the loan from the bank to do that.
Yeah.
That
so
high
it's not
either.
even an option.
Yeah, and I don't think we can lowball them either. So it's just like, yeah.
In order to lowball them, chances are to solidify that price is to not do conditions. So when you go in with your offer and everything, you would say, oh, if you accept this offer, we'll waive the inspection. So that way... And that's not something that we're willing to do.
No, I want that inspection because I'm pretty good at looking at those things, but like they're going to be way better. They're going to be way more thorough than that. And I can only do the basic, like, hey, I think this is not going to fall apart on us. Like, that's basically how I'm good at seeing that, but that's pretty much all I can do.
And I know that the inspection fee being waived might come as news to some people, and you're probably like, oh no, you don't want to do that, and we totally agree with you. It's just, in today's market, that's actually more common to waive the inspection fee to get in faster. And I don't understand... why, but it's very bizarre.
Yeah. So.
But as far as medical things go, Saya, do you want to fill them in on how you've been doing with your CPAP? And I don't know if you guys know, Josiah was diagnosed with severe sleep apnea, so he's got a CPAP and all of that good stuff. Do you want to fill them in on how you feel with everything?
So yeah, so I had some testing with my sleep. So I had one of the common ways to basically put to numbers how bad your sleep is exactly is the events per hour. So
events means the number of times you stop breathing in an hour.
Well, like irregular
breathing.
Irregular breathing and like, stop breathing and that type of thing per hour. And I was at 60, which is pretty high. It's severe. It's in the severely.
600.
No, 60.
60, okay.
Okay, yeah, 60. So a normal person is going to be 1 to 5. And but 60 is not the highest. A lot of people see you can see up to 120. So I'm still very severe. So I finally, after like 2 months, I finally got my machine to help me sleep better, and now it is down to like 3 and 2.
Yeah, 2 and 3 events. Because his CPAP has basically it talks to his phone because he has the app, but it also talks to the doctors and like sends them all of that information. And so like we've been checking up on it, and the numbers all look really good.
So yeah, so basically what it does, the machine is like puts constant air. So it has that big face mask. Usually I have one that goes like this. It goes around my nose and my mouth, and it keeps pushing in air into you to help open up your airways essentially and make sure you breathe correctly. And yeah, that has really helped me. I got used to it pretty quick, which is good. And yeah, so this one actually compensates for like if you need more pressure, you need less pressure, we'll do all that. And it's really nice, and it's really helped me with my sleep quite a bit. I still, sadly though, we're hoping it was going to fix a lot of my hormone imbalance, and it didn't quite fix my hormone imbalance, so I have another doctor's appointment going over that coming up.
That'll be fun.
Yes, so
That's a bit out of town too, so.
it just makes me sad because I was really hoping it was going to fix kind of everything, but I guess not everything can be fixed by one thing, you know what I mean?
That's alright. We're going to the hormone doctor. We'll get some answers.
At least it
soon.
gives me more energy because I've always been tired. I've always had issues being tired. I mean, I still kind of do. I just always feel like I could just sleep whenever I want, but it doesn't help that my mind has to be very active all the time, and I always have to constantly doing something. For me, I always either I'm doing something or I'm sleeping. That's the only two modes I have, is doing everything or nothing.
Yeah.
So,
and for those of you that are like, oh, you have to take your vitamins, we have been. We've been taking a multivitamin. We've been taking
extra D vitamins because of the
vitamin
winter.
D,
Mm-hmm.
vitamin C, and we do take iron as well. It's just I can't get my bulk iron supplement in at the moment, so I need to try again. But we do typically take iron as well.
The cool thing is that I usually don't get sick. Like, I think I only got sick in the last couple of years. I only got sick maybe like once a year for like just a little bit. So
Yeah.
I usually don't get sick.
The other thing that I wanted to talk to you about, because you know that I went on a medication to help with my mental health. I should probably talk about how that adjustment is going as well. So the first couple of days was pretty rough. I don't know how much of this was real and how much of it was a placebo, but essentially, like, it made me very, very tired, and it put me to sleep, and it took me a lot to actually, like, hold a thought in my head. But, like, I feel pretty, I guess, as back to normal as you can. I still, like, do well with sleep. I'm starting to sleep better, I think.
Is it the 2-week mark now?
Today marks my start of week 3, I believe.
Okay, so it's way past that. Yeah, I should definitely be doing something by now.
It still kind of makes me tired. I take it like right before we go to bed along with some melatonin. And I feel like I have been sleeping better overall.
Yeah, it does seem like you are.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't really.
Because you always had some kind of issues with sleeping, and it might
I've
be.
always had issues with
It
sleeping.
might be because of the anxiety and depression and stuff like that.
Well, my brain doesn't turn
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
My brain just keeps going.
Isn't that what anxiety is, though?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah. So yeah, you have definitely been sleeping better and doing the normal sleeping habits like me, where I kind of go to bed around 10-ish to wake up around about
We
7.
go to bed between 9 and 11, typically.
Yeah, mostly 11, but
We try.
we try. Really good effort.
But you also get up and go to work.
Yeah.
And
I have to get up.
apparently I didn't sleep well last night, though, because I still sleep when Josiah goes to work. And I usually wake up around, I want to say between 11:15 is when I typically started waking up, like before I was on medication. And now that I'm sleeping better at night, I'm finding myself waking up more around 10:30, 11. So it's starting to get better. Today, however, was not. Apparently I didn't sleep at all last night because I woke up around like I want to say 1:30. So like I really slept.
Yeah.
So that doesn't typically happen. I try to be up and everything.
I wish I could sleep in that much. I only get one day.
You sleep at night.
I know, I do sleep at night, but I only get really one day to sleep in. That's Saturdays, so.
Yeah. But I feel like overall I am getting more sleep. I just need my schedule to adjust to like regular sleeping hours, and I feel like slowly but surely that's happening.
Yeah.
So I feel like we are getting better. Because the funny thing is that we're recording this at like 8 o'clock at night, and I'm already starting to feel tired again. So like we're getting me on a schedule, I think. Because I start to feel tired. It's a good thing.
I gotta record our project though. Soon. Yeah, when everything's a done deal, I'll record our project.
Yeah. Please stay tuned for that. We're not going to give you too many details at the moment, but it is a fun story, so stay tuned.
Yep.
Is there anything else that you want to add?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, it's been a little bit of an update about us, and yeah, I think that's pretty much all we have for you.
Yep.
All right. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thank
See
you.
you guys next time.
Bye.